So my memories of the referendum voting day itself are really mixed. Real, nervousness, excitement, fear. Not just me, I remember going into work and my colleagues, we couldn't hardly do any work that day. There wasn't a lot of concentration on work because we were so, involved in this vote. And everyone was feeling the same. There was a lot of anxiety, nerves and fear, a fear for our country.
For months we'd heard about how Scotland's going to vote to leave the UK, and here was our chance to actually vote for us to remain in the UK. And I just remember finishing work, going back out campaigning, and just all the houses I knocked on, all the people that saying they were going to vote to stay in the UK. It was just, when I got home that night at 10 o'clock for the count, it was just one of general excitement because I knew we were going to stay in the UK.
On the day of the vote, I was helping the Better Together campaign, and I was doing last-minute canvassing, mostly on the south side of Glasgow, and encouraging people to come out and vote. Towards the end of the day, I was going around polling stations, just asking about the turnout and how many people had come out to vote. I did have the opportunity to go to the count, but I chose not to because I was actually too nervous about the result.
I was actually quite despondent in the run-up to it, that the amount of people that were kind of coming out with these fantasy stories for the UK, the breakup from the UK. It really got me down to a large degree, because we were actually going to break something that had worked for 300 years.
Well, the day of the vote, I was already exhausted because I'd been campaigning and not being able to sleep for some weeks before it. I was so worried about what might happen to us. So the day of the vote, I got involved with my local party, and I spent the day ferrying voters and people who were activists around Maryhill and Springburn.
My memories of referendum polling day was out campaigning with dedicated, enthusiastic volunteers. We were out knocking doors, speaking to voters and campaigning for every last vote on polling day. And that was followed by the anticipation of being at the count, looking as the votes came in and unsure of what the future might hold for Scotland.
If Scotland had voted to leave the UK, I would have been distraught. I really would have been, it's not worth thinking about. I'm so passionate about Scotland, I'm so passionate about the UK and the people of the UK. We're all together as one, so I would have been absolutely devastated.
Breaking up the United Kingdom would have been a travesty, actually. I felt as if the SNP were trying to take my country away from me. I'm truly a citizen of the United Kingdom. I have Scottish, English, Welsh and Irish ancestry. And although I've lived for most of my life in Scotland, I didn't want to be broken apart from family members and friends who live in other parts of the United Kingdom.
I think if Scotland had left the UK, I would have been really devastated, to be honest. I would have accepted it a bit like, but I think it would be a bit like Brexit.
If Scotland had decided to leave the UK, I would have been utterly heartbroken. I feel a strong solidarity with people across the United Kingdom, and putting up borders between us just felt alien. I was also concerned about the impact it would have on the quality of life that we enjoy here in Scotland. All evidence pointed towards drastic consequences for our economy, and that has been proven correct by the recent GERS figures.
I'm so glad we stayed because of, in my own opinion, economic reasons. The SNP have shown over the years that they can't run the economy, and to have them in charge of, everything would just be, in my opinion, a disaster for our country. And I'm just so glad that we voted to stay because we contribute to the UK and we get so much out of it. For me, it's a real partnership.
I'm really glad we stayed in the UK because I think we'd have really regretted leaving. We'd have lost the benefit we have per head of population, particularly for the people on benefits. We'd have lost the Barnett formula that keeps us afloat here. I think Scotland would have plummeted with the oil price, and we can see from the figures things would have been really tough here if we'd voted to leave the UK.
I'm really glad we stayed in the UK for a number of reasons, but the most is economic and for the lifestyle that's been created over the 300 years. The benefits that Scotland have gained from being a part of this unique relationship that's respected worldwide and has influence worldwide. That's for me was the thing is, I'm proud to be a Scotsman, but I'm proud to be British.
As a former head teacher and someone who now continues to teach on a part-time basis, I'd have been really worried about the futures of young people in Scotland. I've spent my career trying to promote opportunities for young people, and it would have worried me greatly that the narrowing of opportunity that there would have been had Scotland become an independent country.
Yeah, I'm glad that we stayed in the UK because we're one, we are people, we're a community, we are all together. We've been through wars together. It's about staying connected with each other. So yeah, I'm just so glad that we voted. The vote came back for no because we are stronger together.
I'm glad that we stayed in the UK because Scotland is stronger in every way as part of the United Kingdom, in terms of the economy, in terms of our security in an unstable world, and in terms of our influence in the world. We can do great things as part of Britain. So if you agree with me and are glad that we stayed in the UK, please join the majority and support our campaign.